Hi everyone, I'm Chris Bay, author of the Disaster Crime series, and I am answering a question. Why did I write a story for Thorn in the Disaster Crime series? Now this story is the novella A Fighting Chance. There are several reasons why I decided to write a story for Thorn. The first reason is because when I was writing Flaming Crimes, book 4, I was already looking ahead at book 5 and beyond, considering what I could do. And there was one disaster. Spoiler, if you haven't read A Fighting Chance yet, the disaster is a secret until you actually read the story. It's not revealed in the blurb or the tagline, and you might be able to guess it by looking at the cover, but it's not in the title anywhere. The disaster is a tornado. And when I thought about Beth and Donovan going through this disaster, every time it did not come out well for them. I imagined them taking shelter in a closet. They would, spoiler alert, again, this one is actually really big if you have not read Frozen Crimes. This is a spoiler about their family, so you might want to skip ahead a little bit, or even just not even watch this video, come back to it later after you have read Frozen Crimes. But the spoiler is that they are each holding one of their twins, one of their baby twins, sheltering them, keeping them safe. But the tornado picks up Thorn and the twin he is holding. Beth, after the tornado, she finds them, but Donovan died protecting their baby. Even when I took the baby out of that scenario and had Beth holding both of them, Donovan was covering them with his body, and the tornado again picked him up and killed him. He died protecting his family. That was the scenario I always came up with, and I did not like it. Obviously, I did not like it. That would change the dynamic of my series completely and ruin the happily ever after. It wouldn't even be a romance anymore because of that ending. And I couldn't do that to my characters. I couldn't do that to Donovan, couldn't do that to Beth or to their twins. Couldn't do it. So the strategy was to give that disaster to another character. Sorry, Thorn. When I thought about Thorn and Amanda going through this disaster, they came out on top. They won. So I knew I could write that story. The other reason why I wrote a story for Thorn is because I had been thinking about writing a spinoff for Thorn since Tsunami Crimes, when we started to see him a little bit more. And Beth sees the ring on his finger and is curious about it, and she finally asks him about it in Flaming Crimes. But ever since Tsunami Crimes, I was intrigued about the idea to write a spin-off story for Thorn. And with every book that I wrote, Tsunami Crimes, Flaming Crimes, Frozen Crimes, I brought Thorn in more and more, and that wasn't even a conscious decision. He wanted to be in the books more and more, in the series more and more. He wanted his own story. And in Flaming Crimes, when Beth needs a new assistant, I created Amanda. And Amanda was the perfect girl for him. He knew it right away, even before I did, even before the other characters did. When he sees Amanda for the first time, he just becomes completely head over heels for her. And in Flaming Crimes and Frozen Crimes, I continue to pursue that. and I loved it. I loved their story. So, of course, I had to write that story. I had to. And I love it. I really do. I think, other than Frozen Crimes, I think this is my favorite one of the series. And of course, these are the stories that are at the end of the series. But Tsunami Crimes will always have a special place in my heart. And I will always be grateful for Hurricane Crimes. Seismic Crimes was fun. And Flaming Crimes, that has a lot of things from my real life in it. So that also has a special place for me. But A Fighting Chance, it's beautiful. It's a lovely story. And I'm really glad that I was able to write it. I'm glad that Thorn convinced me to write it. I hope you read it. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.